Petville had never known a sky without stars until now. It started quietly. One night the moon simply didn't rise, no clouds, no storm, just absence. Then the stars began to vanish one by one like candles blown out by an unseen breath. The sky turned still, not dark, not light, blank, colourless, memoryless, as if the universe had forgotten what it meant to be seen. The clocks stopped ticking. Rivers stilled in midstream. Laughter died in throats before it could reach the air. Time fractured. Whiskers woke from a sleep that had no beginning, no dreams, no end. A cold draught brushed her fur as she rose and looked outside. The world was paused. Even the wind had forgotten how to move. And then she saw it, etched into frost on her windowsill, a riddle written not in ink or paw, but in shadow. When stars no longer guide, and night forgets to end, seek the place where time must bend. Whiskers exhaled slowly, her claws extended not from anger but readiness. "So," she whispered, "the end game?" She called for Ruff. No bark answered. But moments later he arrived, his steps careful, his eyes heavy with unease. His once colourful cape had darkened with soot from the last skirmish in the ember fields. His mop hung at his side like a knight's sword. "We're not dreaming, are we?" he asked. "No," Whiskers replied. "We're what's left of the waking." Then she noticed something stranger. Her shadow wasn't following her. It was leading her. Detached from her feet, it slinked across the wall and down the street, beckoning. Without words, they followed. They arrived at City Hall, now abandoned and cold, its bell tower tolling silently with each blink. Beneath its crumbling foundations lay a forgotten place, the Hall of Reflections. A museum, yes, but not for things, for truths. It held echoes, regrets, timelines that might have been, mirrors that showed not your face but your failures. Inside, time bent like heat waves. The past peered through glass. The future whimpered behind cracks. At the centre stood the chrono sundial, cracked down the middle like an eye refusing to blink. And standing beside it, Umbra, once rival, now remorseful. Her once proud shadows trembled. Her cloak had frayed, her voice a thin thread of dusk. "I tried to fix the balance," she said, "but I called something worse." Something stepped from the void. Nyx, born of the silence between dreams, shaped from starlight's dying breath. Not evil, not cruel, empty. Where Nyx walked, memories faded. Where it spoke, names were forgotten. Umbra stepped back. It was supposed to help restore the flow of night and day, but it wants to erase both. Nyx tilted its head, studying Whiskers as one might study a dying flame. "You cling to balance," it said, "but balance is brittle, harmony is illusion, silence is eternal." Whiskers took a step forward. "Then I'll fight to break your silence." Nyx extended its hand. "Then prove that light and shadow still matter." The world shattered, not physically, but sequentially. Time unraveled into strands. Gravity slipped. Colour bled from reality. They fought in the cracks between moments, each heartbeat a battlefield. Whiskers danced between echoes of herself, dodging claws made of constellations. Ruff, spinning through meteor storms, blocked blasts of void energy with his mop, now glowing faintly, enchanted by old starfire. Umbra wielded shadow like a ribboned blade, slashing through illusions of futures that never came. But Nyx was everywhere, every fear, every forgotten goodbye. Umbra cried out, "We need the balance sigil, but reimagined, stronger than before." Ruff blinked, dazed. "I've got string cheese, a glowing rock, and a fork." Whiskers smirked. "That'll do." They began the ritual. Whiskers etched the base symbol with her claw, drawing from memory and myth. Umbra wove it together with shadow threads soaked in remorse. Rough, ever chaotic, added the core, a piece of comet bound in cheese wax, wrapped with hope. The ecliptic sigil blazed with power, burning a hole in unreality. Nyx howled, not in rage, but recognition. "You understand?" it whispered. "Balance is not stillness. It's the breath between chaos and order, the note between chords." And then Nyx began to fade, not destroyed, released. The chrono sundial ticked once, twice. Then the moon returned, rising like an old friend's smile. The stars flickered back, not exactly as they were, but braver. Time began again. Petville held a vigil wake, 3 nights of silence, firelight and quiet song. Not celebration, not mourning, something older. Mayor Parrott gave a speech involving 7 crackers, a tear and a bow tie. Umbra disappeared once more, this time leaving behind a single black feather and a message etched on a stone. "Call me if the night forgets itself again." Rough was knighted with his enchanted mop, officially dubbed Sir Rough of the Twilit Cleanse. As for Whiskers, she returned to her perch. She stared at the stars, not for riddles, but to listen. And somewhere between constellations a new silence stirred, not empty. Waiting, she whispered, "Let it come. I am the claw at the door of dusk. I am the question that sleeps in light. I am ready. The end. Truly, finally, unless the stars say otherwise."